You ever get one of those phone calls on your phone and it says unknown caller, so you hang up on it and report it as spam? Well, I got one of those yesterday and I accidentally picked it up. The caller was Destiny, and Destiny has a timeshare and a once-in-a-lifetime price on it that it wants to sell me, and I think I'm gonna buy it. So this whole thing started, like it often does, at the confluence of coincidence and serendipity, when a park ranger at Barton Warnock told me about a boat ramp west of my campsite called La Cuesta. Yesterday I decided to take a drive and check it out. And what I discovered was that east of La Cuesta there was water access in a campsite called Lower Madera. And even better, the stretch of river that this ran was a magnificent, and I mean magnificent, box canyon. Well, I wasn't planning on doing any paddling while I'm in the state park, but that box canyon proved pretty irresistible to me. This leads me with two problems, challenges, concerns, I guess. The first of which is I'm paddling a box canyon. With box canyons, there's only one way in and only one way out. And I have no familiarity with this river or that stretch of river. So whatever's there is there. If it's class 4 rapids or flying piranhas, I just gotta deal with it. And that's pretty frightening with river travel, that kind of uncertainty. The second problem is the one I'm about to deal with. In order to get back to my boat at the put-in, I have to ride my bicycle. Not only do I have to ride my bicycle, I have to ride my bicycle on the most grueling, most torturous, most gratuitously cruel stretch of road climbing that I will have ever done in my entire life. And that'll be followed by probably one of the most terrifying descents on a bicycle that I've ever done in my entire life. So those are the big challenges for this trip. I'm glad this opportunity has presented itself to me, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm a little bit scared shitless. So I'm already in granny gear. It's gonna be a slow, painful slog. I'm gonna do it! I think I misread the brochure. Said it was great.
Born to be wild. I know what you're thinking. You're looking at that steep peak and you're saying to yourself, you know, Bogart's been going to the climbing gym. He's not terribly smart. I'll bet this dipshit thinks he could free solo up to the top of that. And you know what? You would be correct. And if you stick around to the end, you will see my attempt at doing that very thing. Also, I will give you a trip summary in case you want to try this paddling adventure out for yourself. Now, let's get to the river.
She is. What a beauty. I know I'm either being a badass or really stupid when I show up to public access to water on a Saturday at 12 o'clock and nobody else is doing what I'm doing and it's completely empty. I believe I'm about to paddle into an incredible box canyon. I believe that I'm going to have entirely to myself. This, my friends, is true adventure. There'll be a lot of dragging. The river is very low. I'm hoping that because it's a box canyon, the water flow kind of constricts and gets a little deeper. In my mind, the worst case scenario is that I end up dragging the boat 3 miles, 4 miles, however long this trip is, which I've had some pretty epic boat dragging in my day. I really wish I brought a rope, y'all. I really do. I have a feeling I'm gonna need it. Bogart's rule number 1. Never ever have expensive electronics untethered. The goat. But you will lose them. You will lose them. Bogart's rule number 2. Always bring the rope. Violated both of those rules already. And Bogart's rule number 3. When in doubt, refer to rules 1 and 2. They're a shitty set of life rules. Need to work on that. Oh shit. Bogart's rule number 4. Always close the drain plug, asshole. Unless you like a waterlogged kayak, which I don't. Oh, mighty Rio Grande is not so mighty right now. is something special, y'all. And I'm laying eyes on something that people normally don't get to see that often. Untouched, unspoiled, just perfect. Uh-oh, turtle alert on the Mexican side. Let's see if those boys feel like getting yoinked. You can already tell they don't. Oh yeah, they're already scampering off. They're like, who's this crazy gringo? What the hell is he doing? I'm out of here. Oh, fuck. That, my friends, is an Aoudad and its kid, and they are some tough SOBs. If a wise shaman hadn't already told me that my spirit animal was an unholy union between a tiger, a grizzly, and a honey badger, this would be my second choice. They are not from around these parts originally, but they've made themselves quite at home in the harsh West Texas cliffs and mesas. I've seen them climb up sheer walls that would make most rock climbers shit their pants. They are from the Saharan Desert originally, but I've been seeing more and more of them in my adventures out west, and it doesn't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. Cool, right? Make up. So that's a man-made collection of boulders, or if that's a like a natural choke point for boulders. I don't know. I'm not a geologist. I'm just a simple jackass adventurer. Worst is most definitely over. Reports of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Whoa, not so fast, slugger. You're not out of the woods yet. You've still got a free solo to climb. So, I never planned to paddle Madera Canyon. It was just an opportunity that kind of popped up while camping in Big Bend Ranch State Park. Having said that, I knew the water levels of the Rio Grande were historically low, and the ranger at Barton Warnock was shocked that I was even considering paddling at all. Obviously, the result was a lot of boat dragging.
But you don't get to be bossy pants in the desert, and I was glad I seized the opportunity and paddled anyways. If you're gonna do this trip, it's ideal if the river levels are a bit higher, but it can be done regardless, and it is worth doing. Hopefully, I don't have to tell you not to plop yourself in the middle of a box canyon during heavy rains or flooding unless you're a very seasoned paddler or you're just determined to beat me to that next Darwin Award. This actual trip was only about 2.5 miles. I put in at La Cuesta Boat Ramp and I took out at Lower Madera Campground and Boat Ramp. If water levels are higher, you might consider floating all the way down to Grassy Banks Campground. It would make the trip about 5.5 miles. Had the water flow been better, I think I would have done that. There's plenty of parking at both the put-in and the takeout, so ideally you can leave a car at each. Or you can be a dumbass like me and use a bicycle. Hey, speaking of dumbasses, I'll let Alex Hanold take you out. Please feel free to leave comments or questions below. Thank you for watching, and always bring a rope. Also remember, if you're not moving forward, get yourself unstuck. I'll see you next time.
Time is any dimension, like clear the pipe. So rattlesnakes. And dying.
We're all gonna die.
Just taking it.